reading from the Gospel according to St. Mark. Jesus came to Capernaum with his followers, and on the Sabbath he entered the synagogue and taught. The people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes. In their synagogue was a man with an unclean spirit. He cried out, "What have you to do with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." Jesus rebuked him and said, "Quiet, come out of him." The unclean spirit convulsed him, and with a loud cry came out of him. All were amazed and asked one another, "What is this? A new teaching with authority. He commands even the unclean spirits, and they obey him." His fame spread everywhere throughout the whole region of Galilee. The Gospel of the Lord. The congregation in the synagogue felt the authority behind Jesus' teaching. We don't know what he taught that day, but between his words and his casting out of the demon, Jesus revealed himself with authority as a teacher and as a life changer. It wasn't, the people picked up on it right away. It wasn't like the teachers of the law they had. It seemed they lacked the authority that Jesus seemed to have, because when they were teaching about God, there always seemed to be a bit of a distance between what they were saying or what they were teaching and their own lives. But not so with Jesus. There was an intimacy to his knowledge about God. He spoke as though he had spent a long time personally being with God. In fact, oddly enough, it almost seemed at times like he was speaking as God. Probably nobody in Capernaum that day went so far as to believe or to consider that this was God. But when Jesus talked about God, the love and the personal involvement Jesus had with this subject matter made it clear that this was not coming out of his head, it was coming from his heart. The man had authority. He had a moral gravity, a weightiness, a weightiness and substance. He had that substance that people found difficult to explain. Somehow, they sensed that this man and the message about God's kingdom that he was talking about were one and the same. This man was the very message he was proclaiming. Jesus taught with authority, and the authority came from his person, is what I'm trying to say. There we see he gave us an example, or he showed by the way he spoke, what it is, or what it can mean to be fully human, to be the way we should be, compassionate, fearless, loving, with a passion for justice and awareness of what is in the human heart. It is by watching him and pondering his words and behavior that I too, maybe, will learn what it's like to be human. Authority is a good thing, although we humans can use it in harmful ways. God, who is all good, who is the essence of goodness and the essence of love, is not like that. He's incapable of using it in ways that are not good. He uses his authority to bless us and to teach us and to set us free. We need to decide, though, whether we want to come under his authority. We have free will. And that means being open and willing to obey his teachings and commands. The blessing is that as we accept his authority in our lives, that we open the door for him to show us his ways. So, what would Jesus want to show us today? Perhaps he wants to teach us more about how to love our neighbor as ourselves, how to treat people with honor and respect, how to resist the temptation to keep finding fault with others, to judge them. We set ourselves up as judges all the time. Perhaps he wants to teach us to respond with kindness and gentleness, even to people who are who are unkind to us or who get on our nerves. He wants to teach us to hold on to joy. Joy, even when we're sick or we're grieving, when it's even harder to be joyful. Jesus longs to exercise his loving authority in your life, in my life today. He longs to teach us his ways and to bring forth a new life of love and holiness to us. Dios me llama.